You.
Let's go to Rich. Rich, you're on the air. Rich, you there?
Yes, hi, how are you? You were talking about Letterman possibly leaving the show. I was wondering, when did Fred leave the show?
Fred quit the show 5 years ago.
I haven't heard his voice in about 10 years.
Yeah, he never says anything. And he left the show 5 years ago. I'm just afraid to tell people. I'm afraid there'll be a mass exodus.
I'm wondering why he doesn't contribute at all anymore.
How can he if he left 5 years ago?
I mean...
we still have tape of him, though.
I heard him doing a little bit of Stuttering John imitation this morning.
That's a tape. He did that 5 years ago.
Yeah, he used to imitate Stuttering John all the time, so we have it on tape.
No. He doesn't really say much.
Why is that? He used to have a little bit more participation when Jackie was there.
Yeah, no, he's completely... he left with Jackie.
They're a team.
They're a team. They work together.
Fred, any comments?
I'm the only one here. Everyone else is on tape. I've masterminded it. Remember they had the Wolfman Jack show like that?
Right.
When we were at NBC, radio guys didn't know what to do. Now they know what to do. They basically do my show.
Right.
But back then, Wolfman Jack wanted to have a syndicated show. So they had it on tape. And this was the weird part. They had a guy in New York at NBC who would talk to Wolfman Jack and then play the tapes.
Right. Wolfman's answers were on tape.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was the most bizarre. I wish I had tape of that show.
Remember we grabbed the record one day?
Yeah. We stole Wolfman Jack's voice.
He would literally phone it in.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he would go to a studio in Mexico. Everything was out of Mexico with this guy.
Why, is that where he lived?
Yeah, and the guy really had nothing to say, Wolfman Jack. Nice guy and everything, but I guess. I don't know. I met him once or twice. He seemed
Right.
okay, but he would, big fat guy, had a whole thing, a big black hat. He had a whole look.
He
And
somehow
Money
became a
eyes.
legend.
yeah, he became a legend.
Yeah.
And so he would be like, yeah, can't believe this record's #1. And then the guy in New York would go, so Wolfman, when did the record become #1? Came #1. And then it was just became #1 about 2 years ago.
You know what he did that was great? He had, when it came to doing the time, he would go, it's just a little bit this side of the hour.
Yeah.
He would just say that. Or the other thing was, he would do this incredibly vague weather. Man, it's cold outside. And then the other guy would go, yeah, it's about 34 degrees.
He had 4 tapes. One said it was cold. One said it was just kind of like...
Yeah, it depended on the day. You pulled out the right weather tape.
Because everyone was fooled. Hey, it's really warm out.
Hey, what about this hurricane?
Hey, what about this hurricane, Wolfman? Yeah. Who used to talk to Wolfman? Was it Lee or?
Lee was the first one.
Yeah.
And then they got another guy. I think it was, it might have been Tim Bird or one of those guys.
Think Lee has some tapes of that?
I don't know. I don't
Should
know.
ask him.
Yeah, we should find out.
And he had a lot of drop-ins, too. And, he would go, that's right, baby. Somebody would talk to him, and he'd just go, that's right, baby.
Yeah, I think that's what we got. We had Wolfman commenting on everything Howard said.
You know how mental you would go running that show because you had to keep finding tapes to hit?
Lee said it got tough after a while. You're all alone, midnight, at NBC, talking to Wolfman Jack.
On tape.
Well, one thing, when you were on NBC and Imus would call the show, supposedly, wasn't that Fred doing an Imus impression?
No, it was Imus.
Imus would call the
Imus
show.
was consumed with us. That's when Imus changed his whole act.
Really?
Yeah.
And the other thing was Imus
kind of figured out how to be a radio host.
Imus had no family or life, so the guy never left the station. He was there till like 8 o'clock at night.
Started calling my mother on the air because he wanted to have a mother, because my mother's very good on the air.
Oh, right, yeah.
So we'd start calling her.
Yeah, he didn't realize it wasn't just a bit. It was Howard's real mother.
Yeah, and he wanted her because he didn't know what to do. He couldn't. Now he's got this whole political thing going, but it's basically my show. Talking a lot and the irreverent attitude. Someone told me, and then of course he syndicated. After I syndicated, then he got on TV with his radio show like I did, and put on sunglasses, everything. It's sickening. It's so
But that's how he figured out, I'll talk to my real brother since Howard won't let me talk to his mother.
Yeah, then he started talking to his brother.
How would your mother react to that? Did she call you and go, why is this guy calling me?
Yeah, and she just said, please ask him not to call me. I don't want to speak to him. He's not my son.
Oh, my God.
It was just bizarre. And then he'd sit in on everything we did. He wanted to watch me work. And
Yeah, he'd come to writing meetings.
The bad part about it is that none of these guys admit the influence or admit that. I can't tell you how many guys won't even have a career right now. They'd be working in a grocery store. It's mind-blowing to me, though, that they can't credit anybody.
Well, like the scene in Private Parts where you first have your encounter with him and he's all rude and is yelling?
That was true.
So all that would happen.
By the way, I made it nice. It was worse than that.
Really?
I went into the general manager's office and he said, please, I was going to have Imus come in here, but he refuses to meet with you. And but Charles McCord will be willing to say hello. I said, you know what? You tell Charles McCord and Imus that I am going to destroy their careers. That I will take over New York. This is what I said to the general manager. Sat down with him and I said, I will take over their careers and they'll have nothing. Right. Well, the guy starts laughing at me. He goes, okay, okay, Scout, don't worry, everything's fine. And sure enough, I did.
But he acts like that, and then he comes on your show and everything. That must have been so awkward.
It was awkward, but
there's a man with no shame, none.
Oh, all of a sudden, when my ratings went up, he was willing to be my friend.
He tagged
him. Yeah. And McCord,
it was like the other stuff had never happened.
And McCord, too, was like, hey, Howard, how are you? And it's like, I'm good enough suddenly for you to talk to me? F you, McCord.
Right, it was like 6 months of silence, and then all of a sudden, a hello.
F you, talentless idiot.
Hey, I got a question for you, Howard. I was meant to ask you. When you guys did a TV commercial back then, remember that? When you guys did the commercial, was he nice to you, or was that still a weird period?
No, it was really weird. He was upset that I was even in the commercial. Meanwhile, my ratings were already higher than his. So Randy had to promise him a Rolex watch. Yeah. They didn't pay me to get Imus to do it, so he sat there on one side, I sat on the other, and we didn't talk to one another.
Not at all.
Is that the commercial?
Well, I would have spoken to him, but he wouldn't talk to me.
But even they would break, and he would just turn his back.
Yeah, and and everyone had to applaud Imus after each take and talk about how funny he was and how good he is.
Meanwhile, you're just sitting there.
But neither one of you talked, right? That was the commercial where the bit was he's apologizing to all the people you...
Right.
Yeah. It was a lame commercial.
Right.
It sucked.
And you guys are just sitting there.
Imus sucks. And Imus, I never learned a thing from him, never got anything from him, and his friendship is definitely not wanted to this day, because he's a douche. And not only that, he called people niggers to their face. And by the way, not some big black guy did he call nigger, because that guy would have popped him right in the head. He'd called these little secretaries who had to hold on to their job at NBC nigger.
And the whole thing was nobody could talk to Imus.
Yeah.
The rule in the station was do not look at Imus.
I tell you,
do not talk to Imus.
My first,
I said I don't even know why anyone would want to look at the old crow.
My first job at NBC was I was an assistant to the traffic reporter during Imus's show. My first day I walked in, and the producer said, "You sit there, don't say a word, don't look Don in the eye."
Yeah.
Don't look Don in the eye.
Yeah, you can't make eye contact with Don.
Because he's such a scary talent.
And then the program director coming in and going, you can call him Imus or Mr. Imus. I'm the only one who gets to call him Don.
Yeah, so we said,
call him Ray.
So we said, you know what, Kevin? We're calling him Don. I'm not calling him Imus or Mr. Imus.
F you.
Because you know what? Compared to me, he has no talent. And then, Kevin would be like, how dare you talk about our star that way? And then Kevin started yelling at me that Roz Frank was a bigger star than me.
Oh, please.
And then I better give her respect, too, because she's the traffic reporter.
She's got to be Ms. Frank.
And I said, it ain't going to happen, Kevin. She has absolutely no talent whatsoever. There is absolutely no way I'm going to kiss her ass. Fire me. And pay off my contract.
What talent would
if
you
we went around and asked people right now who Roz Frank is in New York, all of New York loves her. I go, yeah? Well, this New Yorker doesn't. Oh, the fights we used to have. I'd come in there crazed. It's a miracle. Miracle I could get through that stupid show with his stupid, idiotic comments. Kevin Matheny, who is now, by the way, a program director again, and, of course, doing a Howard Stern morning show.
Of course, because now he understands everything.
But he knows everything.
I spoke to him recently.
I get it.
I spoke to him recently. He says he finally admits that he might have,
been wrong.
Yeah.
He might have missed the entire revolution that I created in radio.
He told you that on the air about 10 years ago, that he thinks he might have been wrong.
Great. But he tried to have me fired.
Yeah, too late now.
Yeah, great. Who cares? That's like someone murdering you. It's like Jason Williams apologizing to you for
after you're dead.
After you shoot, after he shoots your dad or something.
Thanks, Jace.
I want to apologize. Jason Williams apologized.
Yeah, I mean, how lame is that?
What did he say? Was it a real apology?
Yeah, I'll tell you. Read it. I got it here.
There's some tape of it.
Oh, you got the tape?
D3, I think it was.
Oh, cool. Hold on. Is it in the computer or is it on my...
It's in the computer. D3, something like that.
Oh, hold on. I'll get it. Oh, here you go. All right, I got it. Look at this. Right here. So you asked for it, you get it.
While this case is still pending, my attorneys have advised me not to comment
Did you just say my attorneys advised me?
As advised me?
Yeah, so?
this case, but me and my wife would like to send out our heartfelt condolences to the Mr. Christophe's family.
Condolences.
Thank you very much.
Condolences? He acted like he had nothing to do with it.
Condolences. How about, I'm sorry.
We heard about your tragedy.
I'm sorry I shot him. Maybe they're going with the defense that he didn't even shoot him.
Well, the attorneys told him, don't. You know, it's like when you're in a traffic accident. Never admit responsibility.
That's like a message you leave for somebody if you heard their grandfather died while you were out of town.
Right.
Like, oh, I heard that your grandfather died. I'd like to leave my
He
condolences.
read it in the paper like everybody else.
Yeah, my condolences. You were there, stupid.
Like he didn't know what happened.
Last night, his lawyer was saying we're going to prove it was an accident.
That's a better apology than Pig Virus gave me for all the years he hassled me. Honestly. Ross, you're on the air.
Howard?
Yeah.
I just want to. I heard you talking about Roz Frank. I've been listening, forever. And I don't even know if you remember this. You didn't like her so much. You wrote a song about her. Roz is in the sky with traffic, sung to the tune of Lucy's in the sky with diamond. Lucy in the sky with diamond.
And then I started making fun of her. And then Imus started making fun of his traffic woman. It was everything I did. He would do.
That was a great song. I remember it 20 years later.
Yeah.
You know what you did to her that made her insane?
What?
I'll never forget this. Before she used to go on the air, she used to clear her throat. She would go, So you took a clip of it. This is going back 20 years ago when nobody did this.
Yeah.
And you said, we're playing a new game. It's called Celebrity Phlegm. And she goes, okay, I'd like to play.
Right.
So you go, can you identify this phlegm? And it was her clearing her throat. She went crazy.
Yeah, and then she complained to management, and I got yelled at because she's a bigger star than me. She goes, Kevin will go, first, Imus is our biggest star. Second, Roz Frank. More people like Roz Frank than even Imus. I go, really? Where's your research on that? We do research at NBC, and no one likes you. You don't even show up. I go, I don't believe your research.
Oh, my goodness.
Third is Donna Fiducia.
Yeah.
Well, Donna Fiducia came about because Roz refused to work with Howard.
Yeah.
She said, I'm not working with that guy anymore, so they went out and got another person.
They tortured her.
You know what you did to her that was awesome? I'm sorry, these are great memories. You said you got her to say a bunch of different things like and you say, hey Donna, just say the word douche, and then you said all these things, and we finally strung it together where she said, I'm the fadouche bag in the end copter.
Right.
She almost cried.
And then as she was signing off, I'd pot her down and put up, I'm the fadouche bag in the end copter.
Remember that?
Which
So
reduced her to tears.
nothing against her, she's a nice girl, but I hated having traffic on my show. I just knew no one cared. No one was tuning to my goofy show for traffic.
Especially on AM with a helicopter noise in the background. You couldn't hear it.
So
It's terrible.
bogus. Half the time they weren't even in the air.
It's so true.
They lied to the audience.
Whenever it rained, they never went up.
No. They would lie. I go, why are we lying to the audience? These people are helping me make a living. These are my fans. I don't want to lie to them and tell them you're in the sky. You do it, Boa. Nothing worse than having to take orders from a guy with an accent. That'll make you nuts.
Especially that accent.
Yeah. Jethro Bodine accent.
Well, that was the whole thing. Kevin and Roz were from the same town in Mississippi or
Yeah,
something.
good.
Is that right?
So they were like bonded.
Yeah, go marry each other. Hi, Mr. Imus. This was the same stupid show Imus would do every day. Hi, Mr. Imus. Hello, Miss Frank. How are you, Mr. Imus? Very good, Miss Frank. What do you got for us? Well, the Bruckner Expressway is packed wall to wall. On the Van Wyck.
The big line was, avoid the gowanus at all costs.
Yeah, avoid the gowanus at all costs. That's it for now, Mr. Imus. Thank you, Miss Frank. Yeah, she's a bigger star than I am doing that.
Heavy rubbernecking.
I got to tell you, Miss Frank, that was a good traffic report. Thank you, Mr. Imus. That's WNBC. I go, this is a retard station, and the King Retard is on in the morning. Bizarro Imus. Now he's full of opinions. He's kind of changed with my times, as all radio guys have.
He had opinions then, just the ones that he said off the air you couldn't put on the air.
Yeah. He's a lot more interesting with his nigger talk. As racist as it was.
Niggers and cakes and
Yeah, nigger, whatever.
Niggers and cakes.
He ought to come clean and really be himself. Maybe he'd get some ratings. I'd have to listen. Hey, Annie, you're on the air.
Hi, Howard.
Hey.
How are you?
Hey, honey.
Listen, my mom just loves your station. So is my sister, and they got me listening to you. Because I used to listen to other stations. Then they went out and bought your movie, Private Parts.
All right, thank you.
Hey.
Yeah.
I thought it was a trick to get in on your radio station because I've been trying for a week now. And I really appreciate you letting me get on your radio station. You have a good day.
What's wrong with you? Hello? I wanted to find. She's got to be retarded, right?
I don't know. It sounded
Or
something.
slow.
Slow.
Yeah. Slower.
Wendy. Hello?
Question is, when do you stop becoming slow and just become a full-fledged retard?
All right, speaking of full-fledged retards.
She was looking at about 10 minutes.
Here's Deion Sanders, the football guy.
Football, baseball, yeah.
Yeah, they had him host the Miss USA pageant, and he was awful at it.
Why is he hosting a pageant? It's all about talking.
His name in hosting should never come up.
Man, we got a lot of tapes of him hosting. Which should I go to first?
Well, the first one is the intro,
Okay.
I guess. The very first thing.
The guy can't read.
Allie Landry.
Put it together for Miss USA 2002 competition. I'd like to introduce my co-host for the evening, the lovely, beautiful actress and former Miss USA. Give it up for Allie Landry.
Wow.
You're beautiful.
He didn't do too bad with that.
Wait a minute.
Well, thank you, Dion. You know what? This night, guys, is going to be so much fun.
Girlfriend, I am so excited. This is so cool.
Hey, the new Step and Fetch It.
Yeah, really?
Who's that, Uncle
I
Remus?
was like, what in the world is he doing?
Yeah.
Who sounds dumber, though, her or him?
Oh, jeez.
I've been to anything like this before. But you know what? You must know a lot about this being Miss Former USA and all.
Ooh. Well, you know, you're no stranger to competition either. He played in a World Series.
Yes.
And he won not just one, but 2 Super Bowls.
Oh, that was nice.
We got to get him to host something.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
He's the best. Hey, looky here, Allie Landry. Hey, doggy.
Oh, there, Ellie.
Damn.
He's the new Bird Parks.
But you know what, girl?
Yes, she be.
There's a big difference in the players in tonight.
You're right.
They're a lot better looking than the guys I played with.
I hear you.
I hear you.
So when do we get to meet them?
Oh, my
cow.
God.
That is the most annoying
When do we
voice.
get to meet him?
He's like Fred Sanford.
Oh, my God.
Right now, here are the 51 delegates of Miss USA 2002.
Holy mackerel, 2,000.
How do we get to meet him, dummy?
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. I never watched these pageants. When I saw him hosting, I couldn't turn it off.
Yeah, I wish I knew. If he's hosting anything else, I'll watch it.
Oh, well, I have the whole thing on tape. I'll send it home
Please.
with you.
I played a lot of games and faced some pretty mean opponents, but this is one time I can say I am glad
Is he high?
that I don't have to do this. The top 5 delegates will now have to answer a question that was submitted by the other delegates.
Oh, boy.
The only advice is, ladies, just be yourself. That's what counts. Okay. We're going to start with Kansas.
Uh-oh. He's going to have to read some questions?
He's going to have to read some questions.
Now, look here, ladies.
Please reach in and select your question.
Yeah, we want to make sure this is fair.
Please reach into my pants.
I
and
hope he's
select-
practiced reading these ahead of time.
The delegate from Vermont asked,
The delegate from Vermont asked,
How come it is?
hey, if Letterman leaves out, I know who's going to
Yeah,
replace him.
there you go. Dion's in the wings.
I'd watch this every night.
Top 10 reasons.
how have the events
Who have the events?
of September 11th affected you personally?
What happened September 11th?
Well, personally, it's just made my family mean more to me than I could ever possibly imagine. I just really think that life is so precious, and I know that anybody that has lost someone in September 11th,
Hey, you is smart.
they are angels now, and they're looking down at us.
You're a smart bitch.
You a smart bitch.
How about you be my date over at Jason Williams' house?
Yeah.
It has made me realize just how important my family is to me.
Thank you.
Ah, you knucklehead.
Thank you, you smart ass bitch.
These white bitches can speak real good.
Damn, Allie Landry is
What language
articulate.
is she speaking?
Next, we have Indiana. Please reach in and select your question.
Oh, each time they have to select a question?
Please reach in. Yeah, he's going to get a different question every time, like he's not having enough trouble.
Don't you think he should have... Yeah, why can't he ask the same question? Who have the events of September 11th
affected you personally?
This question is from Kansas. Would you rather have a strong president with weak morals or a weak president with strong morals?
I wonder who we're talking about.
Jesus.
Now, this here question from Kansas. Oh, boy, lots of words here in this here question.
Would you rather? Oh, screw it. Kiss me.
I wonder what she'd rather have. Kind of curious about the answer.
Can't wait.
Right.
I'd rather have a strong president with weak morals, but she's going to say the opposite. I'll bet any amount of money on that. Morals are so important, Dayan.
Well, Diane.
I would rather have a weak president with strong morals.
Oh, that's great. Let her vote.
Because I'm as dumb as a star.
Because I'm as dumb as a rock.
Because I think if someone's strong in heart, that they can become stronger people, stronger leaders. And so I feel that even though we would have a weaker presidency, he would
All the idiots in the audience agree with her.
rise to the top.
Thank you. Please take your place.
Thank you.
You have to understand, this is an audience full of pageant people.
Better morals.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, nice lady.
What is it, Scotty?
As I'm watching this, at one point, Deion Sanders got so excited, a big wad of spit came flying out of his mouth. You can see it. It's so funny. It's too bad we can't use it, but it's just so funny.
Girl gets drenched.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Now, this next here question is from Vermont. It say the following. If a woodchuck could chuck wood, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck? Go ahead.
Well, Dion, how much wood?
You're on, District of Columbia.
Oh.
Please reach in and select your question.
Please. He's getting good at that.
Yes,
Please.
he's repeated this enough, then now it's rolling off his tongue.
Please reach in and select your question.
I think I nailed the please reach in line.
It's only taken me 3 tries.
I hope it's a good long question.
Carolina asks.
South Carolina asks.
Recite like the first
South Carolina asks.
President Bush had said,
President Bush have said. You know what? People said, what did Deion Sanders do after he left football? And he said he went into wrestling. I said, you kidding? No, he's wrestling the English language.
is in a war for freedom. Which freedom is most important to you and why?
Why?
The freedom that is most important to me would be active citizenship. And that's the thing that we've learned most since the events of last year. We take active citizenship. And being informed and also...
Damn, you speak good.
Damn, active citizenship.
How'd you learn to talk like that?
You fooled me with that one.
You white people with your language.
These are black women.
What the
So
hell
it
is
proves that black people can speak the
course.
language.
To me, my greatest freedom is grabbing your sweet little ass when we get off this show, honey.
Because only Kansas was white. The other finalists are black.
Really? Wow.
Let me shove my free tongue down your free throat.
Minnesota, it's your turn.
Reach in.
Please reach in and select your question.
Please reach in and select your next question.
They're good now.
Holy mackerel.
Washington's question is,
Uh-oh.
what would you do if you found out that one of your fellow delegates received these questions in advance?
Because they're so hard.
Yeah, boy, oh boy, could you cheat.
Yeah.
I'd kill her, Dion.
Well, Dion, I'd give oral to a judge.
Well, first of all, I don't think that it would be fair to all the other contestants, but I wouldn't feel any animosity or anything towards her
because I'm Jesus.
Once you get up here, all you can do is be yourself, answer the questions as they come to you, and if some contestants feel that that's an unfair advantage, then it's unfortunate, but once you're up here, you're...
You see, Dion, I'm drugged right now. There's no way I can really get angry about anything. I'm on these mood eveners.
All I can do is repeat the same thing over and over again.
It sounds like you're on Depakote.
Here, and you just have to answer to the best of your ability.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's very white of you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
My God, you seem brilliant.
Thanks, Miss Charlotte. Wow. I don't know nothing about birthing no baby.
Finally, Connecticut.
Finally.
Thank you.
Dion's struggling here.
I know.
Please reach in and select
Negative yardage.
your question.
Mr. Please
Missouri ask.
Missouri. Missouri ask.
Yes.
You know they coached him on that word ask.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, hold on there.
Many states...
I gotta watch this.
Oh, it's incredible.
He's got to be dressed like, what's he got
Oh,
on?
yeah, he's got a zoot suit.
Yeah, because that's what he wears.
legalize gambling because it's good for the local economy. Since gambling could be an addiction, would you support a casino in your home state?
Got through that one.
Damn.
Yeah, no, I would not, Dion. I believe gambling contributes to negative society. Whoo!
Well, we have two casinos in our home state, Foxwoods and the Mohegan Sun. And I do realize that there is a problem with gambling. However, that some people do enjoy casinos. So I think that if we can find a happy medium where...
Now, you should be the president.
Happy medium?
You
Like
think
Solomon.
You think real good. You smart enough to be a man. Damn.
You went for that book learning.
We're back, and it's the final round in the top five.
Howard, he asked the same question every time.
Does he have trouble with
it's
it?
Still a struggle.
It's still hard.
Yes.
He gets asked the same question.
Yeah.
Delegates will each be asked the very same final question.
The very same.
Final question.
We begin with Kansas, but first, will the other delegates please step over to the listening station and put on your earphones so you don't hear anything we're saying, or I'll kill you.
Well, he's firmly got this under control.
Can you hear me? Raise your hand if you can hear me.
That's scientific.
That's good. Are you okay? You ready?
Because this question is so important. If the other contestants hear it, they'll be able to plan their answer.
Well, no one raised their hand, proving beyond a shadow of a doubt they cannot hear me.
This is your final question. You know that, right? This is good.
This is good, but it's hard to read.
What do you find most mind-boggling about the opposite sex?
About the opposite sex?
Most mind-boggling.
Does he screw up the rest of it?
This goes on again and again and again. Him just wrestling with mind-boggling and the opposite sex.
And now, Indiana. Is your final question. What do you find most mind-boggling about the opposite sex?
The most mind-boggling about the opposite sex, I think, would be the fact that...
They tie me up and spank my ass when I'm bad. What bamboozle you about penis?
That would have been as easy for him.
You should go on a date with him.
Oh,
Robin, what bamboozle you about mans?
Would it be mind-boggling if we had sex?
And now, District of Columbia. You know that this is
your final question.
Final question. What do you...
Oh, my God. What is he on?
It's like a cartoon.
He's on helium.
What do you find most mind-boggling?
Find the most mind-boggling about the opposite sex.
It's a good thing the girls couldn't hear this question in advance.
Yeah, they would have cheated.
Yeah, they would have come up with...
I find the most mind-boggling about the opposite sex is how they think. One minute they're hot and on and they are really feeling me. The next minute they're cold and they don't call and I sit around waiting. Why didn't he call me today? The way you guys think, that would be the thing that mind-boggles me.
What do you find most mind-boggling about my speech pattern? Well, you're very difficult to understand.
And it's the way you raise your inflection at the beginning.
And now, Minnesota.
Hey, your question.
You know.
Come, look here.
Oh, baby.
Come here, no.
You know who that this is.
What's wrong with this guy?
Don't be scared.
Deion Sanders. Wrestling the English language.
Now you know.
And the English language is winning. Come on. Don't be afraid of a man who talk like this.
This is your final question.
Question.
Disease.
Boy, he's a weirdo. You should play the Joker in the next Batman.
Yeah.
He's good.
He doesn't have to rehearse.
He should be the host of that show where they strap you into the chair, the John McEnroe.
You think?
He'd freak anyone out.
I want him on the weakest link.
What do you find most mind-boggling about the opposite sex?
What do you...
I got one more chance to get this right.
The opposite sex.
Oh, goodness. What a question. The most
What a question. And what a way you read it.
mind-boggling about the opposite sex is, I guess, the way that they think. The way men think sometimes just boggles my mind.
I think it's their balls, Dion. You know, they're just sort of there. I don't understand you guys walk around with those things all day.
They're usually on my head. The fact that their balls are usually on my head.
He is intelligent as women. but yet,
And now, Connecticut. This is
your final question. Well, he doesn't get any more relaxed every time he says it.
Not at all.
your final question. What do you find most mind-boggling about the opposite sex?
Oh, boy.
Who you calling boy?
Boy!
All right. Enough making fun of Deion Sanders.
I'll tell you what.
He did make it fun.
That's entertaining.
What am you?
Damn, you hot. And this is your final question.
What do you?
Missouri.
Connecticut.
Gambling is
District of Columbia.
District.
South Dakota.
What if he went home thinking he nailed that thing?
I think he.
His agent's probably like, Dion, first of all.
The guy who dressed up as Frosty the Snowman and plays with himself in front of kids. He's on the phone, but I got to take a break.
Oh, okay.
And we'll pick up the phone on him and find out what the hell his problem is.
He needs a talking to.
Tomorrow,
Let's keep him on as long as we possibly can.
Tomorrow, Dave Letterman is coming in to answer questions about what's going on between him and CBS and ABC.
Cool. All right. We get the only interview.
Yeah, we're really psyched about that, and we thank him for coming in.
Yeah.
Great.
We'll be back right after these words. On TV tonight is the second week for the Julia Louis-Dreyfus show. Watching Ellie, which I predict will have a huge drop-off in viewership.
Don't miss the season finale tonight.
Yeah. A very special Ellie.
Watching Ellie.
Watch it
television.
leave. Rob, you're on the air.
Hey, Howard?
Yeah.
$2.2 billion.
What's that?
That's how much Julia Louis-Dreyfus' dad is worth.
Yeah, Dreyfus Fund.
$2 billion.
Yeah. Her father is the Dreyfus Fund. What she needs a TV show for, I don't know.
Exactly.
And she puts her sister on it.
That's what I was just going to say. She hires the rest of the family.
Yeah, great. No one else needs a job.
Hope they can make their union benefits, those two.
Top 5. Oh, and I think Smallville's on tonight, a new one.
Yes. Now, did you watch the episode where he lost his powers? He loses his powers every week.
I deleted it.
But he loses his powers every week.
Yeah, well.
They've gotten into that syndrome.
I didn't want where his powers are transferred out of his body. I don't want to see that. And also I'm wondering, Clark Kent doesn't wear his glasses, so how's he going to be in disguise when he's Superboy?
Well, he's not Superboy yet.
Yeah, but they all know it when he shows up.
Well, that's true.
I mean, what are they doing?
I haven't thought this through.
You're going over
Also,
all the
they need to move the story along and have him go into space and learn how to fly and learn how to become Superman. I mean, they gotta.
I think we're constantly going to be at the point of Lex Luthor almost finding out he has superpowers.
Yeah, well, it's horrible. The show is. I'm almost at the point I'm not going to watch it anymore.
I still like the show, though.
Yeah.
I have to say.
I still watch it. I watch Enterprise too. I like that.
But for some reason, these new Superman TV shows, the thing that Superman does the most is move fast.
Yeah.
You know, he never flies.
It's called The Flash. Okay, top 5 songs, and then we'll talk to Frosty the Finagler.
Okay.
Who will guaranteed turn your stomach.
Oh, my.
I mean, I've never spoken with the guy, but what he does is pretty horrible. All right, the 5th most popular song in the country right now.
Robin's Crack, Robin's Crack.
The hell is that? Wait a second, I hit the wrong
I've
button.
never heard that.
Robin's Crack is number 5. That's what it says here.
Wow.
All right, I obviously must have...
Climbing the charts.
The number 5 song in the country.
Take a look at my enormous penis and my troubles stop.
Oh, there it is. Number 5 song is Hey Baby from No Doubt, which I thought we were done with Gwen Stefani. I thought we were done with her.
No, she apparently has staying power.
I don't get
Her
it.
small boobies and big belly and...
She thinks she's hot.
Oh, she does. Boy. She's got to get boob implants, and she's got to slim down a little. If you're going to show your belly that much. She's got a nice face, but...
Hasn't stopped her yet.
Here's Linkin Park.
Is this the same album?
I don't know. I don't know what album we're up to. Number 2 song is...
Cause I like vagina.
I can see why this is...
I just like
Well, it gets right to the point.
I just like vagina.
I just like vagina. Whoa, I just like vagina.
Beautiful. Song I can sing.
That's sweet.
I'm no homo when I
You
sing
haven't
that.
heard that enough.
The number 1 song is Always on Time. Ja Rule and Ashanti. I'm a big Ja Rule guy.
It's not better than the Nickelback song.
I like those guys who do Excuse Me, Miss Jackson.
Oh, they're funny. Did you see them at the Grammy?
Yeah, big black guy with a blonde wig.
Oh, my God. Outcast. Isn't that who that is?
Yeah, I like those guys. They got a look.
Yeah, with that. What kind of suit was that he had on? A hot pink bell bottom? Excuse me?
This is the same suit Fred wears. We have Frosty the Finagler on. Now, Frosty, let me understand what it is. Explain to people what you do, what your service is. Frosty?
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah.
Frosty, and where do you do this? What state do you live in?
I live in Colorado.
Okay. And what is it you do exactly? You want me to explain it, or are you going to explain it?
I can explain it.
Okay.
All right. Well, I basically I have this suit, and it's kind of a Gore-Tex suit, and I have a friend. He puts snow on top of it, and it makes me look kind of like a snowman. And I get inside and I masturbate. I love watching the kids around the neighborhood.
See, what he does is he poses as Frosty the Snowman and pleasures himself.
So the kids come around.
The kids come around, and I mean, and while he's in the suit, he can pleasure himself, and the kids can't see it.
Exactly.
Now, let me ask you something. Not you, Frosty, but Robin. Morally, is this...
This is wrong, Howard, yes.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that the same as some sort of kiddie porn or something? I mean, are you allowed to do something like that legally?
Absolutely not.
You're not touching the kids.
But
you're watching them play.
It's still kiddie porn. You know, it would be the same as if you were doing this to a video, and he's doing it live, and I'm sure the people in the neighborhood don't feel safe or comfortable with their kids being used in this fashion.
What do you say, Frosty? Is this illegal?
Well, no, of course not. And I think it's actually it's not immoral or anything. I mean, these kids are fully clothed.
Right, and you don't touch them.
And I don't touch them.
And what do? You where the place where the eyes are, you don't put coal in the eyes. You just can peek at the kids.
Yeah.
And then you pleasure yourself in your suit, and the kids have no awareness that you're pleasuring yourself.
Yeah, well, except, well, yeah.
What do you mean, except?
Well, this one kid, I think he caught me.
What do you mean by that?
He started throwing snowballs at me.
But there's no contact between you and the kid.
No, and then when I kind of moved, I guess. I don't know.
So you say they don't even know you're in there?
Yeah.
If the kid if the kid is fully clothed, is what I'm asking, is that really a crime? I mean, it's creepy to me.
If he wasn't out of the suit, see, you're thinking just because he's in this suit, it's okay.
Let me ask you something.
If he was out of the suit.
Go ahead.
And standing in a room.
It would be wrong.
It would be wrong.
Well, let me ask you something.
Thing.
If let's say I'm a guy, I'm sitting by the window of my house, and I'm
in your house,
in my house, I'm looking out the window, I'm watching little children play, and I'm pleasuring myself.
All right,
is
it's
that a crime?
morally wrong, but it's not a crime.
All right, so this guy's saying he is in a suit covered in snow.
But he wants the children near him.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The closer I can get, the better.
Why don't you become something decent like a priest?
Oh, yeah. God help me.
Frosty the priest.
Let me ask you this. Do you got a preference, boys or girls?
No. Of course, when they're all dressed up like that in their outfits, it's hard to tell the difference.
I should have known that.
Yes.
Yeah, Howard.
But are you gay or straight?
I don't know. I like kids.
You're only
Both.
into children.
Both, yeah.
You're
yeah.
bi.
Well, I'm really kind of into myself, but yeah, children.
No, I meant sexually. You are into children. Women don't interest you.
No.
And men don't interest you.
Have you ever actually been with a child?
No.
Why?
Well, when are you going to do
Not
that?
physically.
You're able to control it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you ever feel like you're going to lose control when the kids are running around you and you're in your snowman outfit? I mean, it's kind of reckless endangerment, right?
Yeah, what do you do when the snow's gone?
Well, I do. I have stuff in my house. I love to throw parties.
See?
Oh, boy.
You're gonna, if you haven't stepped over the line, you're gonna definitely do
You
it.
have frosty snow parties?
Yeah. Well, I turn the AC way down low, and in the summertime or something, I invite the kids in. I've got some Nintendo.
All right, let's take a couple of phone calls for you. Santa the
Santa the sodomizer.
Santa the sodomizer. High pitch Eric, you're on the air.
Hey, Howard.
Yeah.
Tell this guy to pleasure himself in front of his mother. He's a gay, sick, demented, effing bastard.
You want his number?
No, thank you.
Eric, I have a guess about you that you were molested as a child.
Never.
That someone in your family very, very close to you molested you. Am I right?
No, you're not. I was never molested.
Why are you saying
Were you touched by a family member?
No.
Would you like to meet Frosty?
Absolutely not.
All right.
I have no interest in him whatsoever.
Okay.
So now do you realize Frosty is wrong because he does have the children in his home and the son.
Yeah, now, Frosty, what happens when the kids come over? I mean, do you put on your Frosty suit and pleasure yourself?
Well, no, I of course I can't do that. I wouldn't fool anybody like that.
He poses an ottoman.
I've got little cubby holes in the house.
And you stare at them through the wall?
Yeah.
That's a crime.
See?
That's
Man, that's got to be wrong. Hey, Dominic Barber, you're on the air. Is this against the law when a guy is in a suit watching little children and pleasuring himself?
Yes, it's masturbating in public or anyone near a child.
Is he in public, though? He's covered in snow.
No, the definition of public is in public, but even if he did it in private with a child, he is a serious pedophile, and he should get help or give me his phone number so I can get him arrested. Because
Sir, can you please give Dominic your phone number so we can arrest you?
Off the air.
Off the air?
Seriously.
Would you mind if we arrested you?
Yeah.
Oh, you would?
Well, of course.
Darn.
You're one step
I thought
away
we had him
from-
tricked.
You know what a pedophile really does?
What?
He is like God. He chooses his life over a child's life. He acts like God, and he should be punished. He is going to do something very soon.
Sir, do you understand what Dominic's saying?
I hear him, but, I've been doing this for 5 years. I don't think, I haven't crossed the line yet.
No, you will. You see what you just said?
I don't believe he's never
Yet.
crossed the line.
You just said the line, so you recognize there is a line.
Well,
He does.
I'm talking about your line, the line you're talking about.
Yeah, but you're getting closer and closer. And you know what? Before you take a child's life away, because it's not that one act, it's the rest of that child's life. Those children up in Boston with that priest, all
Their lives are ruined. They
Oh,
are.
they're a mess.
You know, Dominic was molested by this guy called the gay Easter Bunny. Forced him to eat. But absolutely, Dominic is making a point. This could be against the law, what you're doing.
It is.
Could be. It definitely is.
Sure.
It definitely is. Robin has just ruled on it.
Yeah.
And also,
Judge Robin.
I don't believe him. I think he's going to step further a
Yeah,
little
this
bit already.
sounds like to me a guy who's been, in a situation where it became dangerous, and now he figures he's figured out a safe way.
Yeah, Frosty, have you stepped over the line at least once?
I have not.
How about hugging a kid while you're dressed up, while you're touching yourself? Maybe just put your hand on him or have him lean near you.
Oh, no, they have no idea that I'm there.
But he's probably one of these
They have no.
people.
They have no idea you're in the
Frosty
Right.
suit. Yeah.
Frosty suit.
He just sits there like a snowman.
Oh, you pretend to be a snowman.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't even know he's in there.
Oh, you're going to hurt some poor child.
Nah, yeah, he's got walk to the police station
Dominic,
right now, sir.
talk about Homo Claus, the man who touched you. I'm telling you.
The Keister Bunny.
The Keister Bunny.
Oh my goodness.
So you recognize that you might be on a path.
How
to-
old is this guy?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
35.
And you just started doing this 5 years ago? What have you been doing up till now to pleasure yourself?
Well, no, I've been pleasuring myself.
Do you ever buy kitty porn?
No.
Oh, that's a lie. You're on the internet. You know you look at things. Come on. You're going out masturbating in an outfit and you're not looking on the
Yeah, he
internet?
claims he's only been doing this for 5 years. What,
Right.
You had no sex before that?
Well,
No
I happen to know
sexuality?
previously he was in a bear suit.
Wasn't he ever tempted to be Santa at a department store? See, that's what's going to be a problem.
Yeah, what other things do you do to be close to children?
Although I dress up as Santa. Let me ask one question, if I may, before I get off. In your childhood, what happened? Who touched you? Who's friend of your father or your mother's?
Well,
No, seriously.
no, I guess, yeah, I've had a couple of experiences when I was a kid,
Someone touched you.
like that, with Santa or something,
Right.
But
Well,
now I'm
obviously,
an adult.
obviously
I
you
don't
need
touch
help. You need help. Thank you, Dominic. Obviously, you need help.
He's almost to the point where he's going to think, now these kids really do want to be sexual with me. They love me.
Mark, go ahead.
Hey,
Yes.
this guy lives in Colorado.
Yeah.
I want to tell him what a sick bastard I think he is, and if I swear to God, if I had a kid, if I do have a kid, I have a 3-year-old son. If I ever found out that this guy was anywhere on my son, I don't care how long I was in jail, I would kick the crap out of him and kill him.
I'll tell you what, Mark. I'm putting out an all-points bulletin to all the parents in Colorado that they should be aware of all snowmen.
Yeah, watch out for poke the snowman.
I mean, now that he's on the radio, I mean, aren't people going to, like, isn't he wondering that people aren't going to be, like, looking for him now?
Frosty, aren't you worried now that you've gone on the radio that people will be on the
that's
lookout
the
for you?
thing. I have to move.
Mm-hmm.
I have got to move now because this kid.
Yeah, you've already been found out by one kid.
Yeah.
How did he figure out that you were not a real snowman?
Well, like I said, he started throwing snowballs, and I must have moved or something, and then he started hitting my suit with a stick.
Yeah.
And then you ran away?
Howard, you got kids. I mean, if you knew that this...
Oh, forget about it.
Howard.
Yeah.
I mean, you got kids. If you knew that, if you had found out this guy was anywhere near your kids, wouldn't you do anything you could to kill him?
Yep.
I mean, without even thinking about it?
Yep.
Jail or whatever?
Yep.
Does he, I take it he doesn't have kids, right? Of his own?
Oh, he don't.
Or
Do you have any
nieces
kids
or
of your own?
nephews or anything?
No,
He
of course
didn't have.
not.
He didn't have any kids.
Does he have any nieces or nephews?
Yeah.
And would you ever do this around them?
Well, yeah. I think I would. 'Cause, it's not hurting them.
You would
It's
do
not
it?
hurting them? What if they found out about it?
They don't have any idea what's going on.
It doesn't matter. It's still sick.
No, it's not sick.
Yeah.
Sure,
Oh,
sick.
come on. You know it's sick. Come
That's
on.
sick.
You don't just do it, you hide.
Definition of sick.
Joe, go ahead. You're on the air.
Yeah, how you doing?
Hey.
Who's this guy you got on the radio?
Frosty the Finagler.
Yeah, well, let me tell you something. I would love to bring this guy to New York and maybe get him in a ring and beat the crap out of him.
Would you come to New York so this guy can beat the crap out of you in the ring?
Absolutely not. I'm very small.
It's supposed to snow.
And I bruise easily.
Right.
I don't care if you bruise easily. If my daughter was out there, I would cut your head off with an axe. Are you crazy?
Well, obviously a lot of angry people. You understand why they're angry, Frosty, don't you?
Of course.
No. Jackie, go ahead.
Hi, I just wanted to tell Dominic and Howard how correct they are that this man is going to mess up some child for the rest of their lives. I was molested for 8 years when I was a child. I'm almost 40, and there's not a day that goes by that I don't think about it.
Well, so far, Frosty said he hasn't touched any of the children, and I think
But
you should
he
get
has
help
been
now.
found out. And what happens when a child is traumatized or scared because the innocent snowman turns out to be Frosty the perv here?
Do you go to, like, kids' movies, like Harry Potter and stuff, and hang out and watch the kids?
No.
As a snowman.
But you have them
Hello?
over to your house.
Frosty?
Yeah, I have them over to my house.
And what goes on at your house?
Oh, just parties, Oh, no. I'll have a clown come over, hire a clown or something. And,
Clowns are really bad.
Who are the parents that are letting them go to this house?
Yeah, what premise do you have a clown party? I mean, you don't have a...
I'm just a very friendly guy in the neighborhood.
Don't trust any friendly people.
Mike, you're on the air.
Hey,
They're
Howard,
after
what's up?
something.
Hey.
Listen, I think Frosty's got some imitators. I invited a Batman and Robin to come to my nephew's party, and Batman gave Robin anal right during the cake cutting. I think maybe...
All right, come on. This is not a joke.
Yeah.
What's the matter with you? Got a guy with a serious problem here, and we're trying to address it.
But you see, he's saying in his home he has these parties, and while the kids are playing, supposedly, and with the Nintendo, he's watching them through a cubbyhole, pleasuring himself.
Yeah.
Now, what's to stop a kid from wandering through the house and discovering their buddy having a good time with his eye to the wall?
Well, nothing so far.
Right.
But
So far, he hasn't been
happen.
discovered.
Yeah.
Dave, yeah, go ahead. You have the final word. I guess you don't, Dave.
Oh?
Oh, Dave, you have the final word.
Howard.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking my call, brother. Long-time listener.
Thank you.
Just wanted to comment on this sick bastard on the air.
Right.
I like to, I feel bad for the people in this area. Kids, they don't know, and I got kids of my own, and
Is that your child on...
balls and dragged around the streets, and
Is that your child on the phone right now?
yeah, I got a little girl, and she's 8 years old, and I got a.
Is that
son
turning
who's
you
4.
on, Frosty, hearing the girl in the background?
It's making me a little warm.
How old are the kids you're into?
Mostly under 10. Between 5 and 10.
So the 1-year-old is turning you on?
I tell you,
it's the sound of kids,
What?
It's just the sound of kids,
Sir, I'm going to have to hang up on you only because I don't want your daughter turning him on. All right?
Oh, this sick bastard.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Howard.
I had to hang up on that gentleman, Robin, because his daughter was turning Frosty
We
on.
were contributing.
His daughter sounded a little precocious.
Yeah, she was coming on to him.
She was being a little forward.
Howard, this is Annie.
Oh, hi, Annie.
I'm not retarded and I'm not slow.
Oh, you're Annie from before.
Yeah. That Frosty, he better never come to Cleveland.
Annie, you sound like you have some sort of problem. I mean, you
Oh,
sound...
it's my voice. It's just a bad voice.
You sure you're not slow? A lot of slow people don't know they're slow.
Oh, I'm not slow and I'm not retarded. I'm
What do
just
you
home
do?
on- Huh?
What do you do for a living?
I used to cook at Parkview nightclub, but I just had major back surgery.
Well, let me ask you something. What's 3 times 4?
Pardon me?
3 times 4.
3 times 4 is 12.
All right.
See?
I'm not stupid, Howard. I mean, you got an ignorant asshole right there on the phone, Frosty.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, that's ignorant. You know, hi, Robin.
Hi there.
But I'm not slow or stupid. It's just my voice sounds bad.
All right, baby. Thank you for the call.
Okay, you have a good day. Don't
Right.
call me stupid.
All right, honey.
Okay, stupid.
That was Artie.
Okay, you big dummy.
Okay, Ray Todd.
Frosty the Finagler, I think you're on your way into big trouble. I think you ought to...
When does he start introducing alcohol into these parties and showing the kids pictures?
I believe you're one step away from molestation, and before you ruin a kid's life, I think you should go seek immediate help.
Or kill yourself. Whichever.
How does he know when to get up when the coast is clear as a snowman? Like, he just decides to move when it's night?
Right, that snowman was there yesterday, Mommy.
Right.
Frosty, you got any videotape of you doing this? Because I got to see what's up.
How could he videotape?
If you live in Colorado, just start beating up snowmen.
The thing is, he has a friend who helps him out. What's your friend up to?
Yeah, he's also he likes he sometimes.
Hello? Frosty? Interesting.
I can still hear him.
Well, we lost Frosty.
I
Snowstorm.
can only hope that somebody located
I think his friend's name is Yaki the Tickler.
Well, there you have it. Disturbing but true.
Yeah, I think he has a buddy who also likes kids.
Frosty! Frosty.com.
Yeah, what a Hollywood Squares that'll be. Frosty and
Yaki.
Frosty! Yaki! Daniel Carver the Block.
I'll take Frosty the Finagler to win.
Morgan, go ahead.
Howard, how are you?
Hey.
Twice you've made incorrect statements, so I just had to call. I was going to let it slide the first time, but here's the story. Julia Louis-Dreyfus is very wealthy. She's from the Louis-Dreyfus family.
The Louis-Dreyfus family,
Okay?
what's that?
That's a natural gas and exploration company.
Oh.
Very wealthy, in Connecticut, but, newsflash, she's not part of the Dreyfus family.
Okay.
My uncle is Jack Dreyfus, who started the Dreyfus Fund.
Well, your
How rich
uncle,
are you?
your uncle's been lying to you.
Well, guess
Julia
what?
Louis-Dreyfus is your...
I would love to think that I would have a relative like her.
Are you a wealthy guy as a result of your uncle?
What do you mean?
Like, did he give you money?
Actually, he's kind of a recluse in the sense that he's doing more stuff for charity and stuff when he passes, than he is really for the family.
Are you a wealthy guy?
No, I mean, I do okay. I'm a vice president of a software company, and
But wait a minute, did he set up your father? I mean, did he make everybody rich?
he could have,
But he didn't.
but he didn't. No, I mean, I really, in the honest sense of the word,
Have you ever dressed up as a snowman?
I found that highly disturbing while I was on hold.
All right. Thank you for clearing that up.
Howard, take care.
Thank you. Well, I guess that's urban myth then.
But she is from a wealthy family.
She's a Louis Dreyfus. All right, I'm going to leave you with this thought before the commercial. There are certain movies that have never been put on DVD. And to me, the one top movie that they've never put on DVD that they should is The King of Comedy with Robert De Niro and Jerry Lewis.
Great movie.
I couldn't believe that that's not on DVD.
It's not on DVD. And how do I know this? Because I went looking for it. And it's only on videotape. They should put that on DVD.
Why are there some films, some great films, that they won't put on DVD?
What? All right. We're going to take a break and we'll be back right after this.
I mean, Wesley just says, I've never even met the woman, so how could I be the father of the child? And Black Rob, whose real name is Robert Ross, just ignores the subpoenas and doesn't appear when he is called to pay support for his 6-year-old son, Rob Jr. It's really hard to not pay when you name the kid Rob Jr.
Yo.
I mean, if you're going to give him the name, you might as well pay up.
Black Rob's kid, Pink Floyd.
He's, I think, supposed to pay $1,333 a month.
Yeah.
Yo.
But I think it was up to $3,394 a month, retroactive to April 2000. So all these guys are a little behind in their payments.
Wow.
And it doesn't put them in a good light.
No.
So I hope they all get it all straightened out.
Really?
Anyway, where's a good place for women to be?
My apartment.
Socks.com.
I don't know what socks.com is.
I went shopping on the internet for socks last night.
Really, man?
Never did that before.
Why socks in particular?
My dad...
You don't even wear them.
I know. My dad wears socks. And he wanted special socks. He couldn't find them anywhere.
So he came to you?
Well, my sister... My mother goes... I said, Ma, you could buy those on the internet. Oh, please, with that internet. I said, what are you talking about? She goes, your sister said she could get the socks on the internet. And she comes over with her computer. We were on that internet of yours for 2.5 hours. Yeah, my internet. For 2.5 hours, we couldn't get the socks. I go, get out of here. Tell me what socks you want. Oh, I want this, and this. I go, okay. I get on the internet. 2 seconds, I find the socks. And I order them.
It's your internet, that's why.
Yeah. She goes, I can't, but my father's in the background. He's a genius.
Haven't you always wanted to hear those words?
Not because of my radio career, because I found his socks on the frickin' internet.
Internet. All this time, all you needed to do was get some socks.
My mother's like, oh, your sister was on there for 2.5. Oh. I mean.
You're a genius.
How much on that?
Uh-oh. Now we're in another problem.
Supposed to be $7.50 socks. I go, it's $8 socks. All right.
That was okay?
No.
Very good. Well, you got your dad some socks. That was very nice of you.
I was so proud. Thank God Beth was there to help me.
Oh, no. You didn't do it by yourself?
She's good at shopping on the internet. I never did it before.
Beth's a genius.
Did you give him a credit card number?
No, my dad's.
Oh, okay.
I won't give mine out. Because I wanted to buy him the socks. I was like, I ain't giving no credit card.
You don't trust the internet that much.
No.
It's not that much your internet.
Exactly.
All right. Ladies' Home Journal, the magazine, has taken a look at such factors as lifestyle, education, crime, the economy, and how a woman's skin and hair is affected by the local climate to determine what big cities are best for women. And those factors would include the availability of bachelors, Howard. So the best big cities for women, according to the Ladies' Home Journal, number one is...
This is the best cities for women.
If you're a woman, go to these cities.
You'll probably get bukkakied.
That's cool.
You'll soon outnumber the men, and it'll be a bad place for you.
Go ahead.
Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Oh, there's more men than women.
Yes, they're fine number of bachelors.
Yeah, guess what those men are?
Virginia Beach.
No.
Boston, Mass.
Really?
Yeah, good place for women.
I had a hard time scoring in Boston because, there were too many guys.
Is that what it was?
Sure.
Well, they know it, Ladies' Home Journal. Honolulu, Hawaii, which is a surprise. Good place to live?
Yeah, it's so hard for a woman to get laid. She has to move to Honolulu. Well, you must be a real mess. If you just introduce me to the girl who can't get laid.
Why don't they tell these women to go to Alaska?
Best place for you to get laid is a man's prison.
Yeah. How couldn't it be New York? Come on.
Austin, Texas.
Thank God it's not New York.
Is number 4.
It's hard enough.
And number 5 is Arlington, Texas. So,
try this studio. About 5 horny guys.
I'll bang the first broad walks in here.
I want to know where women can't get laid.
I'm telling you, Ladies' Home Journal had to do a survey.
I know.
Come right here, you'll get laid.
Come here, you.
Come here, you dingy nut.
Cure for their problems.
Fruity nut cake.
A rapping fanny.
I'm moving to Honolulu.
It's fruity nut cake. I haven't gotten laid in 50 years.
I'm going to Virginia Beach.
Come on.
Do they have socks?
Arlington, Texas.
You mentioned this a little earlier. Amy Fisher wanted to fight Tanya Harding on a special Fox was doing in later this month, Celebrity Boxing.
I love that Fox network. They at least take some chances. I really like them. I mean, they're going to have boxing between Amy Fisher and Tanya Harding. Unfortunately, the parole board won't allow Amy Fisher to do it.
Yeah, I guess Amy has to inform her parole board whenever she does anything. And when she went to the parole board, they said no.
I tell you, no matter what the dumb idea is, Fox will buy into it.
I know. You could probably pitch them anything.
No, not me.
No.
My ideas are too dumb.
Oh, dear. So, anyway, her lawyer, Amy's lawyer, says for reasons that they did not make clear, they denied Amy's request to participate in this money-making venture so she could support her child. So he's now thinking of suing the parole board, but I'm sure it'll be much too late for
Hey, Amy.
this boxing match to take place.
Much as I want to see you get your ass kicked by Tanya Harding, You shot a woman in the face. I'm glad they're not letting you do stuff.
Yeah. Think again, bitch.
Right.
But she does have the point that Mike Tyson is allowed to box.
Yeah, well, whatever.
For a lot more money.
Who cares about her point?
Yeah. We'll beat up Amy Fisher.
How about a paintball match between Amy Fisher and Mary Jo? Would they let that go on?
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Where Amy gets blanks and Mary Jo gets a loaded gun.
I'll tell you what, I do a pay-per-view special. I'll put up $5 million.
Okay.
$5 million purse. Amy
Is Fox
Fisher.
listening?
Amy Fisher versus Mary Jo Buttafuoco. Tell me you wouldn't want to see that on pay-per-view.
Not fighting.
Boxing.
No, I don't want to see that.
I
Because
do.
Mary Jo is injured.
That's the fun.
She's older, smaller.
I'm going to kick your ass.
Hey, babe.
No, the great thing about this was that Tanya Harding was going to kick Amy Fisher's butt.
Yeah.
Also in the news, Jack Welch. This is an interesting story to me. Jack Welch is the head of GE.
Is he still?
Yes, he didn't step down when he was supposed to.
Oh, wow.
Because, there were few problems, so I think he stayed on another year. He probably should be stepping down sometime this year. But anyway, he was doing some series of interviews with this business magazine and started to...
Bang.
Yeah, bang the woman who was writing the article.
Good move.
He's married.
So what?
Bad move.
What I found interesting was that his wife called the woman who was having the affair with her husband and said, maybe you shouldn't publish this article. You might not be objective. Now, isn't that civilized?
The wife evidently knew that he was having an affair.
And instead of calling and screaming about why are you sleeping with my husband, she said, maybe your article is biased because you're sleeping with my husband, and maybe you shouldn't publish it.
Yeah.
And so the woman then started to question herself, and she decided to go to her superiors, and she pulled the article and had somebody else write it.
Wow.
Now it's come out, the Wall Street Journal got a hold of the story that she was banging Jack Welch. Now it's all over the newspaper.
Is that affecting the stock?
But the funniest thing about the article was that the wife called and said, maybe you're not objective because you've been sleeping with him.
Number one, you're assuming that every woman who's married enjoys sleeping with their husband, so she's probably thrilled that old bag of bones is doing some reporter. I'd love to see a boxing match between Jack Welch's mistress
and his wife.
And his wife.
Really, if I was 60 years old and my 60-year-old wife was banging another guy, you couldn't get me away from the football game.
Well, wait a minute. I don't think it's his 60-year-old wife. This is not a first wife.
I'd like to see a boxing match between Jessica Hahn and
her piano,
Tammy Faye Baker.
Tammy Faye Baker.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be nice.
And my money's on Jessica.
I don't know. Tammy Faye looks like she can lose it.
Maybe.
Anyway, Jack Welch is worth $1.2 billion.
That's the guy to bang.
Also in the news, 7 American servicemen were killed in that helicopter crash yesterday. That helicopter was shot down in Afghanistan in the most vicious fighting that has gone on in Afghanistan since we started this war.
Well, I'm shocked that Jack Welch isn't retired. I thought he retired.
He was going to retire, and then he decided, wait a minute, a lot of things changing in the country for the good of the stock and the stockholders. I guess he decided to extend that tenure of his for another year, at least.
You know what? Tom says there is a new chairman. His name's Jeff Immelt.
Oh, he did? Because it says legendary chairman of GE, so they didn't mention that in the article. I know he did extend for a while.
All right,
but anyway,
let's take a break.
Yes,
we'll come back.
We did have a helicopter crash yesterday, and 7 of our guys died in Afghanistan. Fighting continues. They said it's going to probably be more deadly.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back right after these words. And wrapping up the news is Robin Quiver.
Ah, yes. Jason Williams tried to apologize to the family of the limo driver who was killed in his palatial estate.
I am sorry.
A few weeks ago. It was not the best of apologies that I've ever heard. You got it over there, D3?
Hold on. I'm playing it, but you can't hear it. Hold on.
Oh, dear.
Whole situation I have going on here. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
While this case is still pending, my attorneys have advised me not to comment on this case. But me and my wife was
I didn't know he was married.
Neither did I.
Yeah, really, where's she?
All of a sudden, a wife appears.
Yeah, well, when you're in trouble, you quickly get a
I
wife.
have a wife.
Yeah, well, me and the wife. I didn't see the wife when he was out at that club.
I never heard anything about the wife.
Send out our heartfelt condolences to the Mr. Christophe's family.
Well, heartfelt condolences.
Thank you very much.
Doesn't say anything like having any responsibility.
This is the first time he's ever said the word heartfelt. It sounds like.
My wife, who killed the chauffeur, is very sorry.
Yeah.
What, excuse me, did you say your wife killed the chauffeur? Right, yeah, that's it.
They're blaming each other.
My wife, Meadowlark, who plays for the Harlem Globetrotters.
So anyway, he did not have to enter a plea yesterday. He's still out on bail, but not having a very good time there.
Why is no one interviewing the Harlem Globetrotters? They were there, right?
Well, the police are.
Yeah.
But no one else is.
We want to interview them. I don't know which Harlem Globetrotters were there, but...
I think 4 of them were there, so...
Curly.
Take your pick.
Mo and Shemp.
Goose, geese.
And the Reverend Al now has a new agenda. The officers who were convicted along with Volpe in the Abner Louima case, of course, had their convictions overturned, and one, at least, will be getting a new trial. 2 of the others have asked for a reinstatement to the police department.
And rightly so. They're not guilty.
That's right. I mean, you can't have it both ways. Everybody says O.J.'s innocent because the Justice Department found him so. Well, then so are these guys.
Right.
You can't start screaming, wait a minute, just because you don't like the Justice Department's decision this time.
We got to bring back Rudy Giuliani. He never listened to Al Sharpton.
I know. You know, the police commissioner's meeting with Al Sharpton again, the mayor's meeting with Al Sharpton again, and it
Big
gets on my
mistake.
nerves.
Yeah, it just completely ignored him. It was
Because
great.
now he's, thinking he's got a new power base, and he's talking about civil disobedience again and all kinds of things. And this really has nothing to do with Al Sharpton.
Right.
So anyway, just my advice to the mayor, I'd stay away from that guy. Let's see. Gary Condit, this is the day it is determined, it wasn't yesterday that the primary election was going on in Modesto, California. It is today. So he's still been out on the stump trying to drum up some votes. And here he takes a stab at the media for their coverage of missing intern Chandra Levy, D4.
Ready?
Yeah.
We ought to find out what happened to Chandra Levy, and all you could be very helpful in doing that if you'd focus on what happened to Chandra Levy. Not one of you can name a name that the police department have talked to besides Gary Condit. You ought to go out and find out what the police department has done, what they know.
Okay, we'll do whatever you say.
Now he knows what to do.
Yeah. And Gary, how about you just be forthcoming?
Yeah, if you had just stepped up and talked about everything you knew at the very beginning, maybe there wouldn't have been a focus on you. And when it gets right down to it, he says, it's really just an election what's going on in California. D5.
You're making this over dramatic. It's an election. Things happen to you in life. Things that sometimes people can't explain. It's just an election. I'm not like, my heart's not fluttering. I don't have a pit in my stomach. It's an election. I've been in public service for 30 years. I live and die by the sword.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
So
Yeah, man.
get out and vote for him today.
Look, the broad wasn't that hot. Forget about it.
Hey.
All right?
I live and die here. What do you think? I'm nervous? I don't care.
I live and die by the sword. What does that mean?
Kiss my ass.
So anyway, Gary
If there's
Condit,
God anywhere, please, the people of his district do not vote for him.
he is 22 points down in the polls.
God.
But that still means a lot of people
I
will
know.
vote for him.
Some people, a lot of people are. Enough.
Doesn't make much
There should be
sense.
0. There should be no votes.
I know, but 22 points only down in the polls. Peter Jackson, who is he?
Michael Jackson's sister?
No. Peter Jackson is the man who directed The Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, well, he should never be allowed to direct another movie.
I know you didn't like it, but a lot of people
A
did.
freak.
Oh, stop it.
Harry
Here,
Potter was good.
He talks about the Oscar nominations for his film, C4.
I'll listen to this. He's no good.
You know, for me, I just feel like a really proud father because so many people worked on this film. We had over 2,500 crew members and cast. And, you know, these nominations, these 13 nominations have in some way touched everybody.
All right.
Mel Gibson is
Horrible
the number
movie.
one film at the box office this week. We Were Soldiers. And here He says war veterans from Vietnam have not gotten their proper due. A1.
I think that any guy who stars in a Vietnam flick should have gone to Vietnam. What do you think of that?
Yeah.
You wonder about that, what the hell we were doing over there. Basically, it's kind of a rich man's game, I think. And it's,
I can't stand when Mel Gibson talks.
I know.
He's so in love with that deep voice of his.
What are you saying?
It just sounds retarded.
It's kind of a rich man's game.
It's kind of a rich... He talks in that...
But that doesn't change the
monotone
fact that ordinary men and women had to go over there and deal with it. And they did. And they sacrificed a great deal.
He says nothing. He's so politically correct. You know, we did a movie about Vietnam, and a lot of us are questioning why we're there, but that doesn't take away from the sacrifice of these men. Shut up. Just shut up.
It makes it sound like you really went to war. We were questioning why we were there.
This guy's not even American.
Does answer the question if it's true his own father moved his family so that Mel wouldn't be drafted for the Vietnam War. B2.
In fact, you know, he injured himself at work. His mother comes from there. We had family down there. He just picked up the family and moved.
Yeah, sure.
And nothing to do with Vietnam.
And Sylvester Stallone needed to work at a girls' school.
And get you out of going to Vietnam. You got drafted anyway.
All right, I can't take this guy.
All right.
So full of himself.
Now going, you know, just like Tom Hanks thinks he fought World War II,
Yeah.
I'm sure now Mel Gibson thinks he fought in Vietnam.
Yeah.
What else is going on? Carrie Russell is in that movie.
Felicity.
The woman who was in Felicity? Yeah.
She barely has a part.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, she was asked what she thinks about her TV series being canceled. Before.
It's a bittersweet situation. I've loved my experience on Felicity. I really, really have. But I think it's fitting that it took 4 years because it's a college.
Why is that so hard to answer?
Education, well, it used to be. And it's 4 years, and now we're all kind of graduating, and it's
Good
time.
luck getting another job.
Yeah, you're graduating out of show business.
Yeah, well, I'm glad Felicity's over. Now I can concentrate on bukkake films.
And she was asked if she thinks that the ratings for Felicity plummeted because she cut her hair.
Yes.
B5.
No, I think it was a slow year.
Josh Hartnett, our new favorite person.
Oh, that guy.
He's in the movie 40 Days and 40 Nights. And here he talks about trying to balance life and career. C1.
So hard.
I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. I'm just trying to...
He's not sure. We thought you were, Josh.
Someone told me you're trying to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
I'm not trying.
I'm not trying to, man.
What you do seems so confusing.
You're so smart you could reinvent the wheel.
Live a life that I find is, full. And,
who's he, Henry Kissinger? Trying to live a life that, it's not like I'm trying to split the atom with my penis.
No, we thought, well, our research is wrong.
Happy and exciting, and so I've got...
Shame on any woman who bangs this guy.
Oh.
I don't care how good looking he is.
Yeah. I've got the exciting part worked out. I get to travel around quite a bit. And,
yeah, it's really exciting.
And see the world. And
you know what? Last week I created gold from my boogers. I actually picked my nose and pulled gold out of my nose. I'm an alchemist.
He sort of sounds like Gary. He's got his life all segmented, He's sort of got the exciting part of his life worked out.
I make films that are, provocative. And then in life I just get, I just want to find some sort of solace, some sort of peace. And
well, you might say that my professional life's a 10, but my personal life's a 2. So I'm trying to do good things. For example, I flew to India, where there's a lot of starving children, and I fed them with my earwax.
I don't have it all worked out, I'm 23.
No, you don't have it all worked out at 23?
Trying to figure it out for myself.
Okay. You know what? I've already figured it out for you.
Really? Should he be trying to figure out anything for himself?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out for myself, but it's impossible. I think I need an assist from Howard Stern. I think I need some help. Last night I didn't sleep. I was trying to figure stuff out for myself.
Oh, my head is killing me. I got the exciting part worked out.
I tell you, my show business career makes me feel like I can do anything. In fact, Last week I was contacted by the U.S. government. My eye cheese can be used to power a nuclear reactor.
Every part of me is a weapon.
Yeah, turns out. All right, anything else?
Shannon Susaman is also in that movie. And
oh, rocket scientist.
She's great. Shannon Susaman.
I guess she also wound up in a Mick Jagger
Working with Mick was cool.
So here's what it's like to work with Mick.
Working with Mick was cool. The hardest part about that video was that we had to wear these rigs, camera rigs, on our waist, and just
I realized I could kick Shannon Susaman's ass.
Act normal and be normal.
You know, he sounds like that guy Josh Hartnett. He sounds like that comedian who used to talk like
Stephen Wright.
Stephen Wright, yeah. Only without the wit.
Yeah.
It's like that guy, but he's not witty.
He isn't the witless.
I'm just trying to live the life that I find is.
Ever walk into a building, notice.
You can't have everything. Where would you put it?
Yeah. What good would having everything? There's nowhere to put it.
It's a small world, but I wouldn't want to paint it. I filmed Black Hawk
See,
Down.
you guys don't know Josh Hartnett.
Yeah.
You filmed what?
I filmed Black Hawk Down while I was working on the AIDS vaccine. I think I figured out a perfect balance.
All right, anything else, Robin?
Paulo Costanzo actually works with Josh Hartnett in this movie, and here he is to talk about it. D2.
Guys are obsessed with sex because of biology
D2.
and genetics. Josh, I think, is a good actor. Like, I know now because I work with him. He's an
just boring.
Intelligent, strong, very...
Thank you,
Do I
Paulo.
really have to talk about another guy?
Thank you, Paulo.
Paulo.
And Hillary
Josh.
Swank. What?
Josh Hartnett's my name, and I talk very slowly.
I'm just trying to figure out the balance.
Why do guys who walk all the time wear running shoes? You ever ask yourself that?
Josh Hartnett?
Yeah. I'm Josh. Wait, what's that guy's name?
I'm Josh Stephen Wright Hartnett.
Yeah. I'm Josh Stephen Wright.
The other night I lost...
Stephen Hartnett.
What'd you say?
The other night I lost my socks, so I called information. They told me to look behind the couch. They were there.
Hillary Swank is an Oscar winner.
Yeah.
She's a real looker.
And,
it's the Josh Hartnett show.
She talks here about the opportunity she gets now that she has Oscar winner before her name.
Who's
C5.
that?
Hillary Swank.
C5. Okay. Here's Hillary Swank, my next guest.
I do get more of an opportunity to work with people that I find inspiring and people who have...
Has she even worked since she won the Oscar?
You know, made me want to start acting in the first place. And that is...
Honey, it was a fluke. Wake up and smell the coffee.
You're this year's Linda Hunt.
Hi, my name's Josh Hartnett. My new radio show, The Josh Hartnett Show.
Boy,
you know.
It's really cold here in New York City.
It's a very cold day. Yeah.
Here's System of a Down.
Here's a clip of me talking about my latest movie.
I'm not trying to reinvent, the wheel. I'm just trying to live the life that I find is, full and
pretty good, huh?
Gabby Hartnett.
Pow.
The barometer's steady at 30.2.
Why do they call them ice cubes? They're not cubes. A lot of times they're in the shape of a triangle. Why not ice triangles? Okay. It's my show. Welcome to it.
Anyway.
All right, Robin, is that what's happening?
That's what's happening.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow.